You're listening to the PRO Media Network, the next level in entertainment.
Here he goes. Throwing it down. How about a poster? Anthony Davis is on fire.
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
What's going on, Sports Nation? What's going on, Pelican fans? What's happening with you? It's Big Q and DC chiming in on the Pelican post-game report on the PRO Media Network. What's going on with you, DC?
Everything.
Real good, my friend. We're going to talk the Pelicans. It's been a while since we've been talking about the Pelicans. Of course, we've been covering boxing. We've been covering a lot of other stuff, the Saints and training camp. Now we're going to do the Pelican show for y'all here. And like, as always, we'd like to thank all y'all guys for joining the show today. We're going to chime in with you guys, a quick show, a one-segment show, and we're going to break down the Pelicans and talk about some of the moves. Basically, we're recapping the moves that the Pelicans made and the potential moves going ahead, among other things. And we're going to talk about some of these moves and how they'll impact the team. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This is Pelican Post Game Report, episode number 208 on the podcast. And the first thing we're going to start off with the Pelicans, man. They started off the first couple of days. Splashes made, I guess you could say. So, some of the more entertaining moves made by the Pelicans in terms of us losing some of our vetted guys. We lost Rajon Rondo to the Lakers for a couple of $100,000. In one report that recently dropped,
Gave us 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
He gave you 5 minutes to make your mind up on whether or not they was going to pay him the extra $400,000. And of course, 5 minutes wasn't enough for Dell Demps to say, you know what, we're going to keep you. Say, you know what, we're just going to rock with some of our young guys. Thank you for your service. I like the fact that they did allow Rondo to vacate because there's upside with some of the guys that we do have, so I'm not mad at the move. Also, the fact that DeMarcus Cousins was a guy that the Pelicans were very fair offering him that $40 million for 2 years. He was highly insulted. He wanted a $100 million deal, and he ended up balking and going to take a $35 million. Hold on, DC, $35 million to go and play for the $35 million less to play for Golden State and an opportunity to win a ring with Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. But in their stead, we get Peyton and Julius Erving to replace those guys. And if we really be serious about ourselves, DC, and you can chime in. We talking about losing Rondo. We talking about losing DeMarcus Cousins, but Elfrid Payton is a guy that has a lot of upsides. He's a bigger player. He shoots the same percentage from the 3-point line. He's a lot more aggressive. I think he'll feel more comfortable playing in New Orleans, where he's from. And then we talk about Julius Erving, who's very strong, a guy that's a tenacious rebounder. He can run the floor as well. He'll spare AD have to play the 5. He'll play the 5. I've seen some reports saying that they want AD at the 5. Hey, man, cut that out. He going to play some 5 sometime, but in the end, it's Julius Erving's position. He'll play the 5. That's most suited for him and allow AD to be natural. Now, before I go into anything else, go ahead and talk about, make some comments.
Man, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
You heard what
man?
I said.
What you talking about? He going to play the 5. You don't want him to play the 5. This is how this going to go. First, let me say something about DeMarcus Cousins. He was insulted by 2 years, $40 million, but you go sign for $5 million. That don't make no damn sense. But anyway, moving off from that, because your thinking capacity either ain't shit or that's just what you want.
That's what he wanted
so
to
just do. Man up and say you want. Right. You just wanted to go and join the Warriors.
You didn't have to make us a reason for you wanting to go chase a ring with Golden Warriors. Right. That's one of the worst things.
Who balks at 2 years, $20 million a year, coming off a messed up Achilles, and you might not even ever be the same player. Like, come on, man, get out of here. But anyway, touching on the AD mention, I think it's fine for AD to play center because you have Julius Randle, and you keep hearing Alvin Gentry make references. Well, the game is going to positionless players. I mean, he's saying that for a reason. And it actually makes sense in what we do with a guy like Julius Randle. Well, AD's probably not going to be down there banging with a big banger unless you got a 7-footer, guy, because that's a bit much for Julius Randle. He's only like 6'10" or 6'9.5" or so. So outside of that, Julius Randle going to be down there banging with them guys on defense.
That's right.
And AD is going to be able to abuse the center. So that'll work out fine. But I'm definitely excited about Alfred Payton. As you heard DJ Augustine said not long ago, he's going to do great things here in New Orleans when they call DJ Augustine down here. And I think he's 100% correct. Julius Randle's going to do this thing. And Troy Williams, man, I mean, he had an excellent summer league, 11 points, 4 rebounds a game. It's definitely an exciting pickup that goes under the radar for most people.
DC. We ain't got the Troy Williams yet, brother. We still unpacking Alfred Payton and Julius Erving.
Oh, I'm sorry. Julius Erving. We got Julius Erving?
But I'm just saying we're going to slow walk it there, but I'm just saying at the end of the day.
I hope his jump shot's still good because I know his stamina ain't worth nothing after all these years. But go ahead.
We gonna the whole deal with the we gonna say this and then move on because we ain't really got a full show to kind of go into it. But I see what you're saying about certain situations they'll have AD at the 5.
They gonna have AD at the 5 all the time, player. Defense the only time where you're gonna see it switch around because they ain't gonna want to beat him up. That's what he don't like. He don't like getting beat up on defense. Down on.
That's right. That's the only thing I don't want. I don't want them on defense. Now, if they have them at 5, okay, that's fine with me. But don't have them playing against Rudy Gobert. Don't have them up there getting beat up by Stephen Hunt.
They're going to have them getting beat up by Rudy Gobert. I mean, we don't really – Julius Randle not going to be able to stop Rudy Gobert. I don't think I hope I'm wrong and they match him up against him. But I think that's the one guy, your 7-footers, man, that they might have him pounding down there with him. Like a guy like Rudy Gobert and Joel Embiid. Anybody who's 7 foot that got some type of offensive game, AD might have to do his thing. DeAndre Jordan, I think Julius Randle probably play him. He ain't nothing. You just worry about him catching a lob. He ain't got no moves. More of a defensive guy.
No issue about trying to play AD at 5. He's not. That's only in certain plays where you're gonna have him at 5. You need to get your ass to 7.
He's gonna run 5 the whole time, Q, and you know that.
With 7-footers. Get 7-footers or 6'11" men on your goddamn team. Bottom line, stop trying to play this man at the position. I won't make his life as easy as possible. I don't need him guarding or going bumping defensively against Rudy Gobert. Now, he happened to switch on Gobert or switch on Steve. That's cool with me. But don't make that the center point because we don't need him getting beat up and hurt by these big bruising centers, and they ain't even the focal points of the offense. He's the focal point of our team. If we don't have him, if he doesn't thrive, then most of the time we will not win. So he has to thrive for the Pelicans to thrive because our team currently constructed can't win on its own in long stretches of periods of time. Now,
before you say that, move on. We're gonna keep running. We jogging right now, so we kind of running. But when you're stealing change out your grandma purse to try to get these players, I don't know how we gonna get these 7-footers you talk about. All that sounds good, but I think the Pelicans gonna stay with what they got until they get some of these guys off the roster, and you're gonna be upset, man. So save all that fire for during the season because you're gonna see AD matched up against them guys. I mean, based on the team we got.
First of all,
let me finish. You got Nicolo Mirotic, and you got Michael Okafor, who Gentry doesn't want to play. And that's kind of that's kind of where we at with it, man. So we ain't got the money to make them type of moves. But what you're saying, I agree with it, and it makes a lot of sense. But you're gonna see AD at the 5, player, just like you saw last year. Get used to it and get ready.
Hey, DC, like I said, I don't have a problem with that. The only problem I have is if you go into a game plan saying AD exclusively, you're gonna be at the 5 guarding Steve under this whole game. Get out of here with that.
That would be stupid. But what is Alvin Gentry's number one flaw, you would say, other than his addiction to the the fish juice?
That's the only one I can think of right now.
I would say his rotations, man. That's probably the one area as a coach where he with his rotations and not using his full bench and playing some of the players, that you basically get for those type of scenarios. How many times were we like, why is Emeka Okafor not out there to get beat up a little bit and save AD? How many times did we say that?
1,000 times.
So why would it be any different this year?
I don't know. Like I always said during the show, he gets stuck in his old man brain. What I mean by that is, he got to learn new tricks, all kind of experiment a bit. Sheik Diallo's development could be a lot further along if he would have played him in stretches that could have really helped the team. His size and his hustle ability in certain games where they didn't have that energy. His energy is constant, whether or not he making shots or not. The fact that he's diving on the floor, the fact that he's battling for rebounds, the fact that as soon as he makes a rebound and throw it to the point guard, he's the first Pelican up the floor, closest to the cup. The opposite cup. So, you have to get out of your old man brain and be more adaptable to your team that's around you and not just stick with veteran guys who you, quote, know. So, but let's keep it moving. The next issue we're going to talk about was the signing of Ian Clark. Ian Clark was a guy, of course, the Pelicans re-signed Ian Clark for next to nothing. They bring him back. Wasn't a bad move. He didn't get too much, look at the free agent market. The Pelicans did a terrific job of bringing this guy back to solidify the bench. He was valuable last year toward the second half of the season when DeMarcus Cousins went down. He came in and he really lit it up for him off the bench. He was terrific. Him and Ian each more both, but they bring Ian Clark back as a calming mechanism for the team. Not to mention, they also brought in Tony Carr, who didn't look good in summer league, ultimately was signed to go and play in Italy. And the Pelicans are like, hey, man, I ain't going to stop you. Go over there and get as much practice as you can. But then turn around and say, you know what? You can go, even though you are a second-round draft pick. We like this other guy you was playing with by the name of Trayvon Blewett, who was scoring, points, scoring buckets and bunches. In the summer league, he shoots the three extremely well. He got good size, about 6'6", 215 pounds. Good size on Trayvon Blewett. Also, the team brought in Garland Green, who's the brother of Gerald Green, who's a high flyer as well. And the Pelicans most certainly definitely need size in that position, size in the small forward position. And even though, as DC elegantly put, they can't adjust the position because they don't have the money to go out and get the talent. But bringing guys in like Trayvon Blewett, Garland Green, Kenrick Williams, we don't know what these guys can do. Potentially they can be steals. But then the Pelicans also went ahead and brought in more of an experience option in Troy Williams. Now, Troy Williams is a veteran who was with the New York Knicks last year, and he played in 17 games, started one of them for him. He averaged about 7.5 points a game in 17 minutes of play through 17 games for the New York Knicks. Now, of course, Troy Williams has been in the league. This is his 7th year. He's played in 51 games. He averages about 6.2 points a game. He shoots about 45% from the field. And when it comes down to three-point percentage, not so good. He shoots about 29% for the career. As far as him on the season, he shoots about 29% for the season that was last year through 17 games with the Knicks. Now, the Pelicans bring Troy Williams in, 6'7", 220 pounds, experienced guy. And when I seen him, I was like, okay, when are we going to address the small forward position? Pelicans make a sneaky move. They get Troy Williams. He has size to play the wing. I guess some people consider him, I don't know if you could consider him a 3-and-D guy. He's a hustle guy, got good size, can run the floor really well. Like I say, he shoots about 29%. The 3-point from downtown for his career, 45% field goal shooter on the year. So he has the size and the veteran ability. They got him on a 2-year, 9 guaranteed contract. So they're not really wasting anything if it don't work out for Mr. Troy Williams. But in the end, I was wondering, I'm saying to myself that this could possibly be something that the Pelicans looking at and say, hey, we like this guy, what he could do, his size. And I'm thinking to myself, this could possibly be one of those moves similar to what they did when they were able to get Darius Miller. They brought him back from Europe, and his contribution with the Pelicans last year was very valuable. Could Troy Williams be that type of signing. Now, of course, we come into the end of the show. Also, some of the moves that the Pelicans were making, also dealing with potentially trading to get Kent Bazemore. That's still up in the air. Houston, I've heard, is a team in the rumblings to go get Kent Bazemore, even though Houston just signed James Ennis and they just signed Michael Carter-Williams, and now they're looking to get Carmelo Anthony. So Carmelo already is waived, and from the indication is he's going to join the Houston Rockets on a very affordable contract for them. And then on the other end, that might quell their interest in Kent Bazemore. And I don't think Atlanta wants Solomon Hill, so it could possibly be another package of players for Kent Bazemore to get here. And I'm thinking in my brain, it could be Etwine Moore would probably be one of those players that throw in the mixture along with perhaps someone else. So hopefully not, but that's just rumors and speculation at this point. Of course, what the Pelicans have right now, they can, I'm not saying they're contenders with the talent you have with Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins when they alleviate. But when you still have guys like Nikolai Mirotic, who is the perfect player to go along with what Drew Holiday did last year, and then you got Anthony Davis healthy. When you got a core of those players, and then you had Elfrid Payton with his defense and his penetration ability, his size, and then you add Julius Randle with his ability to run the court, his hustle, and his rebounds and his toughness, that's only an asset than Troy Williams. And who knows what any of these young players is going to get us going forward. But anyway, it's not as bad as you think as far as the Pelicans are concerned. They still a team that can compete in the West. We're not talking about championships because of obvious moves. If Carmelo's going to Houston, that upgrades them severely. LeBron James is in L.A. Who knows what that's going to look like? Paul George stayed with OKC with them. And then there's, of course, Minnesota lurking. Dallas got a few pieces here and there. San Antonio were able to get a better offensive player, but they have DeMar DeRozan in our division now. Imagine that. So the West, in all indications, plus a sneaky good Memphis team. Denver is potent. So it's a lot of movements going in the West to make some of these other teams that the Pelicans going to be playing against very competitive. But anyway, we're gonna keep our fingers crossed and keep our prayers in the airs for our Pelicans, man, moving forward into the upcoming NBA season. So that's gonna be the show for today. Thank you guys for joining us on the Pelican Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network. As always, if you enjoy the show, please subscribe, share, hit the notification button for more content. Also, if you love the show and you want to help us keep making more great content like this, go to our Patreon page at www.patreon.com and become our patron. Donate whatever you can to help us build a platform as well. So for me in DC, who kind of dropped out because of technical issues, thank you for joining us today. Peace.
Forget ESPN or Fox.
Get straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
What's up, sports world? The PRO Media Network is on a mission to reach 10,000 subscribers. So besides our regular programs like the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Post Game Report, Rapid Fire TSC, and others, we will be expanding out and offering other content like movie, anime, and gaming reviews for your entertainment. So if you enjoy our content, please donate at our Patreon page. Also subscribe, comment, and share, and help the PRO Media Network reach 10,000 subs. Peace.